Hey everyone, Nubkeks here and welcome back to Hero League here in Heroes of the Storm on the road back up to Grandmaster. Today's video we are on Braxis Holdout and we're going to be busting out a Tychus game here, and we'll explain why we go for the Tychus pick as we go later on this draft. Needless to say, he's a pretty damn good hero on Braxis. He's got, good burst, he brings decent wave clear, and then Odin is super useful, not only at defending against the Zerg wave, but also at pushing in with it. So I do think there's a lot going for Tychus on this particular map. And he is, for me as well at the moment, one of the most underrated heroes in the game. He did get his range nerfed, and that does hurt him a little bit, but I don't know, I've seen barely anyone else except for me playing him, and he's really good. He's really good, especially against Arthas. We've got a lot of warriors being very powerful at the moment. Arthas, Sonya, Nubkeks, and people seem really hesitant to ever run Tychus, even despite the fact that he's super good against them. So I thought that's kind of a funny thing. Anyway, I was hoping actually initially when I pressed the record button here to do this video that I was going to get a Zul'jin game, right? Our teammate was offering Morales right at the start. Morales Zul'jin is a really cool combo, very powerful on Braxis Holdout in particular. And I haven't done a Zul'jin video in the longest time, so it's like, yes, this is great. This is wonderful. Get ourselves a Zul'jin game. Things are going to be good. Though we are dependent on what our teammates do. You can see our teammate did first pick Probius, another hero who's insanely good. Whereas Tychus is strong. Like, he's a good, solid hero that's underrated. Probius is, insanely strong. I consider him slightly OP for Hero League. And totally underrated. There's, a handful of players that I play with that know about him and that play him all the time. And I always see them doing really well. Or nearly always. I don't know, I don't get why people don't play it more often. But our Probius going bot lane, doesn't want to be up against Rexxar. We lock in the Butcher. This is a counter pick to the Rexxar lane. I actually can't remember how they do against each other, but obviously I think the Butcher presumably should win really well, which is why he's picking him up. I think he does win really hard against Rexxar. I mean, obviously Rexxar will never kill the Butcher, and the Butcher can just farm Misha for blood and outpush him in the lane, I think. I'm pretty sure it works fairly well. So yeah, that's a cool little counter pick. Then we grab the Nubkeks. Kind of best warrior in the game right now. Now, unfortunately for Nubkeks, Greymane's pretty good against him. Greymane with his physical damage can shred through that Nubkeks, so that's definitely something to watch out for. But we will survive. They actually ban out Morales, which was really interesting. I don't know if there's stream sniping going on, or if that was just to stop the combo with the Butcher. It's an unusual ban, to say the least. We ban out Johanna. Wants to remove those blinds. Considering that I'm looking at Zul'jin, makes sense, Don't want a big beefy physical armor tank with blinds and stuff like that for us to go up against. Plus the CC against the Butcher, the slows, the stuns, all that sort of stuff. The enemy does grab Uther and Arthas. I think they're two very nice picks. Uther bringing lots of CC against the Butcher, and then Arthas, of course, going to work really well against the Butcher as well. Now, the good news for us is that this is Braxis, so that's not as important on this map. And I'm going to pick up the counter pick here of Tychus against the Arthas. So, look, I mean, I've seen this come up at Braxis before, quite a lot. People are like, oh, well, what are you giving out for? You lost because of your team comp was bad. You didn't have a second frontliner. Well, you see, it only matters if you're actually together. So on Braxis, yeah, sure. For example, here, we're running 3 damage dealers, 3 very squishy assassins, really. Well, Tychus is not the squishiest assassin in the world, but we're running solo tank and Nubkeks effectively. Is it a problem? Well, not really. Is the Arthas counter pick to the Butcher a problem? Not really. Because it's going to be Butcher against Rexxar in the top lane. And then it's going to be 4v4 in the bot lane. Arthas is going to be nowhere near the Butcher for most of the game. Yeah, it will make teamfights later much more difficult, but I mean the early game should be just fine. Butcher counterpicks Rexxar, Tychus counterpicks Arthas. Happy days. Who cares if Arthas counterpicks Butcher? That's the bad thing about Braxis, the lanes are totally separate. They're not going to be near each other. They'll never be able to do anything to each other. So yeah, that's... Welcome to Braxis, 1v1, 4v4, enjoy. Oh, I'll catch you guys in the game though, we'll see how this Butcher game works out. And yeah, let's do it, let's go. Alrighty guys, and here we are on Brax's holdout, rocking this Tychus. We're gonna try counterpick the Arthas. We can burn down the Rexar stuff as well if we have to. And yeah, we're gonna see how this Butcher solo lane top versus Rexar goes. Like I said, pretty sure it's a counterpick. And we've got ourselves a nice little 4-lane down bottom. We got Nubkeks, which is fantastic. That being said, the enemy team has drafted their 2 damage dealers, Greymane and Vala. Not too shabby against a noob by any means. Both fairly focused on the physical damage. Greymane almost exclusively, and then Vala a fair whack focused on physical. So they're going to be able to bully a noob around a little bit, but he still brings plenty of CC, so that shouldn't be a problem. And then we've got Probius, who's going to be able to create massive zone control. We're going to have plenty of wave clear between, well, even just Probius alone, honestly, is enough wave clear. Probius basically has the wave clear of 2 heroes. It's really stupid, honestly. And we're going to be able to bully around that Arthas a good bit as well. And it's just going to be difficult for the Arthas and for the Greymane. And Uther too, who's going to be here as well. It's going to be very hard for them to actually push up and make anything happen in this lane. Misha is the first hero to die less than 40 seconds into the game. What happened there? I don't know. And you can see right here, I've been able to position already in this very aggressively forwards thanks to the Probius zoning power. So yeah, I picked up, by the way, at level 1, my talent of choice is Press the Advantage. I'm kind of, I don't really know in terms of Tychus and what's the best level 1. They all seem decent, but none of them seems like particularly amazing. I quite like Press the Advantage. Certainly against Arthas, it's quite useful, because you can, you know, just blast them while you're nowhere near being stuck in the Frozen Tempest. And that's actually very, very strong. Now, the real power spike is level 4 for Tychus when you can get the bigger they are. Until that point, though, we're going to be okay. In fact, you can see that we've got such good control of this bottom lane that Nubkeks actually roams up top to gank the Rexar, which is really very unusual. But that's just the power of Probius. Even with Greymane Vala, which is in of itself actually a pretty strong lane, they actually can't push us out, which is grand. Right here, we're obviously going to switch around and start blasting the Vala. And you know, it's just throwing grenades on the enemy team whenever they're clumped up. I'm just trying to burn them down. Whenever they walk forwards, we're going to try to burn them down with our minigun as well. And yeah, just keep poking away, keep poking away. The poke is going to get massive value because Uther doesn't have the best sustained healing at all. And you can even see he's already running pretty low on mana. So we're going to be able to make the most of that. Beacons are channeling. Looking pretty good. The enemy team looking fairly scattered here. We're able to poke them around a good bit. We're running low on mana. You can see right there, it's actually playing super aggressive. That's actually an important piece of advice there. If you're going in to tap the fountain because you need mana, for example, we were very high on health, but very low on mana. You can take what would otherwise be a really bad trade in lane. Like, you can take a whole ton of damage and give, you know, not as much in return and walk away happy with it. Because you just go, well, look, I'm tapping this well for mana anyway. I need to tap the well for mana. So, look, all that healing from the well wouldn't be doing anything if I'm at full life anyway. So let's just do that. Enemy team sends Arthas actually up to gank the Butcher. They do get the kill on the Butcher, but in return, we are able to push in this 4v3 lane down bottom. Very hard. We take out one turret. And, you know, even though they kill the Butcher, they're not actually in position to channel the objective, anything like that, because they need to control both of them. Arthas moves in and we start burning him down. Level 4 talent, the bigger they are. this talent is so good. I love this one. It doubles the damage of your minigun, but only to targets above 35% health. It doesn't, and then minigun does absolutely nothing to targets below 35% health. It's more than a good trade-off. More than a good trade-off, and you'll probably notice in this game we're able to do some serious bullying, especially with Press the Advantage at 1. We can just run and gun forwards, activate our minigun, and just start pumping rounds into the enemy team. You shoot 4 times a second, each minigun hit doing 4% max HP damage, so you're shredding off 16% of a hero's max HP per second with your minigun alone. It lasts for 3 seconds, so that's maths is hard. 48%. That's basically half of their max HP gone from your trait alone. Not to mention the basic attack damage that you're doing, and then you can follow it up with a Q, channel, and then throw a grenade after them as well. Like, you can do insane damage to heroes. Even tanky heroes like Arthas will absolutely melt before that. The other really nice synergy with the bigger they are, you can see that, again, they sent multiple heroes up top to defend this wave, so we're just able to take out this fort down bottom. Pretty much no stress. The other big advantage of the bigger they are is that you burn through your spells as quick as possible in the team fight for the reason of using Odin, right? So we're going to hop into Commandeer Odin once we got level 10. We're going to pick up that heroic. Obviously on Braxis is just too good. With the bigger they are, we front load. We get as bursty as possible in terms of our damage, and you'll see that through the rest of our talents as well at level 13 and 16. We're trying to be as bursty as possible. Just burn through those cooldowns, get as much damage out as quick as we can, then pop into Odin, because Odin has his own set of abilities, and all your cooldowns, your normal cooldowns, are ticking away while you're inside there. So by the time you leave Odin, all of your cooldowns are back up. Unless you're dead. Well, I suppose they're back up even if you are dead. You just can't use them. So either way, you're as soon as you press Odin, you're coming out of it with all your cooldowns back. So you might as well spend them all before you go in and get maximum value. See, Arthas goes deep. We're able to jump forwards and start bursting him down. Unfortunately, Vala returns the favor to Lucio, and he absolutely evaporates. Nice done actually there by Noob, though he might pay the price for it. The Butcher is arriving. That's why we're going pretty ham here. And getting some decent damage down, but Vala with her balls is able to get away. The same cannot be said for Uther. He does stun us. We're able to fall backwards so Vala doesn't hit us with the Q. And that ends up being a relatively decent trade for us overall. At this point I'm going to Hearthstone out. I mean, Anubrak's Hearthstoning out anyway, and this is a good time to Hearthstone. We could wait for Lucio to get there and heal us up, but there's nothing really to fight over on the map anyway. Nothing super urgent. We're still waiting for the beacons to restart. There you go. They're restarting now. So it's the perfect time to actually just get out of there, get a free Hearthstone in, and come back with full HP and mana. Lucio almost dead again. Poor fella. Poor fella. Here we go. The beacons are activating. The Probius is going super deep down below. Just have to hope he knows what he is doing. Gotta clear out the siege camp. I figure they're probably rotating down bottom to punish the Probius, try push him out. So getting the siege camp will create pressure for us up top, and it's just gonna split their resources all over the place. And we hopefully will be able to take advantage of that. Actually, there's a big team fight going on here. So we're gonna run down. You can see they got two heroes up top, so this is great for us. The Arthas and the Greymane fighting over that, which means we get ourselves a good fight. We're gonna sit on the beacon just long enough to channel it, and we're gonna come forward. Look at Vala's HP. Goodbye. Goodbye, Vala. Nice knowing you. Now, that wasn't purely us, of course. There are other people joining in there. But we played a pretty big role in being able to melt her down and take her out. I love that. They really want to kill Misha. So he cocoons Rexar. They kill Misha for Butcher blood stacks. And then they go back. We're going to come up here and we're going to join in with Lucio. Greymane is able to pressure him up. Now we're in a bit of a tricky situation where we're up against the Arthas, and he is slowing us down. We kind of stuck in his range. We did pick up at level 7 Relentless Soldier in this game. Another aspect of what makes Tychus good against Arthas. Whenever we're stunned or rooted, we get 25 armor for 3 seconds, which is quite a lot of damage reduction. And of course, Arthas does plenty of roots, so we're going to get that all the time. Arthas popped Army of the Dead. Don't think he should have. That is not going to be available for the next fight, and he dies very quickly regardless. Very quickless regardless. Gonna grab that beacon. We have control of both. Vala sneaking in down below to try take that back. Butcher keeping control of top lane. Arthas is dead, but then so is Probius. Looks like there could be a fairly big fight popping out down here as our teammates attempting to get the flank on the Vala. not the most successful flank. The old sound barrier gank. They never expect it. Never expect it. You're like, haha, I'm just going to skate by as Lucio. What can you do? We're going to start blasting away the Vala. We get her out of the fight almost immediately. Unfortunately, their team returns the same favor to our Lucio. Going to tap this well so we got max HP for this apparently continuing fight. Anubrak is deep in there and he gets annihilated by the Greymane. That physical damage is too much for him to handle. We pop our minigun early. Against the Arthas. We're not able to continue and keep shooting at him, but we get some nice value against the Rexar's Misha. He's going to heal her up pretty quick, but away some of his mana, and that will take a toll eventually. Butcher also falls. I think that was a pretty bad fight from the start. You know, like using sound barrier to run past the enemy team is not a good trade. You can see right there, you know, the Vala, she's trying to trade against us. She bursts her spells, but it just can't compete. It just can't compete with a Tychus, bigger they are minigun, she dies. Just her life just drains away. I mean, if she'd stayed there to try fight us, we could have just pretty much just solo killed her. Probably, you know, you just burn that minigun into her, into the Q, into the W combo. It can be really good against, you can actually be surprisingly strong in the solo lane against a lot of heroes. It's a surprising amount of damage. Very good duelist, actually. Right here, I figure Greymane is probably going to die, so we're just going to wait until whoever it is comes out of the cocoon. It's actually Rexxar again. Actually, here's a question for you guys. I don't actually know, because I don't really play Rexxar, because he's not that good. But, like, can he control Misha when he's inside the cocoon? I presume he probably can't. This minion doesn't want to die. There we go. Give it a little tickle, and it falls over. At this point, we're kind of waiting here. They can't actually see me yet. We're not close enough. So that's okay. Looks like it's just Greymane. You can see the enemy team. There's a big fight happening down below. So we're just going to wait here and make sure we can channel this. If Greymane pops in, we can kill him fairly easily. So we just blast him with the minigun. Throw the grenade in as well. And there you go. That's Greymane dead. Not too much of a threat to us. Even in those small quarters where we're basically just sitting in melee range, it's not really a big deal. We could kite away from him with our Q if needs be, but I was so confident there that we were going to kill him. We want to stay as close on top of him as possible. Self-cast the grenade as well to just knock him backwards for whatever that's worth. Not worth too much, really. He was coming into a losing fight, so that's why we're able to sit in that bush and just punish him when he tries to get greedy and deny the turn-in, not expecting us to be there. So we're going to defend against this Zerg wave because we were up in top lane, keeping control of that beacon. Arthas is dead as well, so I mean our team is still fighting at worst a 4v4, so it's not really an issue. They should be getting a pretty nice push. Silver Probies, we're going to roam down. I noticed as well at this stage in the game, we're level 14 and I've not used Odin yet. I was kind of thinking a couple of times, should I use this or should I do something? But here our teammates did overstay in that bottom lane, so that actually kind of, what was that Nubkeks Q? He really didn't like that wall. I presume he meant to throw that bed of barbs with the Q backwards to try to dismount them and stuff. He just misclicked. But yeah, that kind of sucked that they overstayed so much. We could have pushed in probably most of that top fort by ourselves. If they hadn't, or if they stayed alive enough, we could maybe have kept the push going with Odin onto the keep. But as it is, we kind of roam down just to help our teammates run away. And we don't get to use Odin, we don't get to pick any particularly nice fights. Arthas going in pretty deep takes a big chunk of damage. You probably noticed as well, Spray and Pray, that's the talented choice at level 13, increasing the range of Overkill, our Q ability, by 25%. Like I said, just building into the... I know I haven't even picked Odin yet, but it's building into the Odin theory, which is, you know, we burn our spells and then we get into Odin like as quick as possible. So with the extra range on Overkill, that enables us to be more aggressive. You can see we're trying to focus down the Greymane as much as we can here. He's our target. Enemy number one, public enemy number one. He goes down. Excellent, we can turn our attention to the rest of the enemy team now. This Vala is so out of position, she should just die. There we go, let's make sure the Butcher's going to get the kill, and he does. Gonna run in, use our minigun, start burning down this Uther a little bit. Don't want to go too ham and get caught out under this still active keep. And again, we don't want to overextend, we just want to take this keep and then push our advantage from there if needs be. You can see Butcher has finished his quest. Big glowing axe, he hits stuff hard, pretty good. So long as he avoids Arthas and Uther and, you know, Misha stuns. I think Vala went strafe instead of Rain of Vengeance. We'll see now when she comes back alive. But that's nice for us as well. Yeah, she went strafe. Hey, happy days, good stuff. We can live with that. We can live with that for sure. This is an interesting position. By interesting position, I mean he's totally out of position. Lucky they're a bit scared. You can see our team is nowhere nearby. Like Lucio's saying hi to the boss. Nubkeks is wave clearing. Butcher is saying hi to top beacon. So Probius is not in a great spot right there, but he does survive. I have to be fairly careful here of the poke they have over the wall. We can burn Misha down though. Again, just remove her kind of from the fight. We actually get the kill on her, which is fine. I mean, don't really take any damage in return. The Butcher is moving in. Arthas a bit to the north. We're able to pop Odin right here, getting straight into it. Perfect timing on that cooldown. Thank you very much, game. Being very considerate, getting us back into this game. One goes down, two goes down. Uther, not one we really want to kill too early, but Vala, we are able to take her out as well. Able to keep shooting away at this Rexxar. Misha respawns. What hacks. So she's still alive, but we'll keep firing our shots. Slow him down with the W as well. Arthas still on the run. We're able to dash after him. Dash again. Pop our minigun and start burning him down. and we pop our Q as he starts to run out of our range, just using that extra range from level 13 to pressure him off. Level 16, we did go for armor piercing rounds. Increases our Q's damage, overkill's damage to the main target by 50%. Just fits so well with the bigger they are. On that whole theory of, you know, we just blam. Minigun down one hero, melt through almost 50% of their HP through our minigun alone, then switch over to our Q. There's it in action. Okay, Probius did half that. Is he not gonna... He didn't even die. That sucks. Well, we might die now. There's a wolf on us. Okay, no, wolf. Wolf gone. Goodbye, wolf. Looks like we might not be able to finish this game. We're still way off having Odin. I've got like no mana left. Gonna pump some of that into Arthas. Yeah, I'm super dead. Rip. Rip me. Well, we got 74% core damage, but game is not over yet. Good news is that we are gonna get some of this beacon channel. And may be able to deny... We have 2 heroes alive. They've got all 5. It is equal talent tiers as well. So this is like a decent chance for them to come back. They're probably not going to get too much. Butcher's going to do siege camp. I think that makes sense. Just get some sort of de-pushing pressure on that lane. He should probably go soak that wave. He's just sitting on the beacon. I think that's a waste of time. Look, there's this giant wave against that top fort. It's actually kind of melting through the fort as well. But all of that XP is more than worthwhile to us. I mean, we're expecting to give up the beacons. They actually were super slow taking them back. We got 72%. It doesn't even matter now, honestly, if they get 100% charge. But us soaking XP, getting closer to 20 is a pretty big deal. Enemy team is doing boss. Hello. Butcher finds them. They're not even close to finishing that boss either. Gonna start burning down Misha. Butcher does the hard engage, so we're going to follow in with as much damage as we can. Unfortunately, Uther is his target of choice, which is not good. We're going to swing around and start shooting at the Greymane instead. Much better target for us to actually kill. Uther turns into a ghost and heals everyone up. It's not good. Now, Arthas is isolated. He's all alone. The boss is still alive, not for much longer. Vala vaults in on top of the boss. We're basically attacking her. She goes down as well. Not much HP left on Greymane, so he is on the run. Rex are knocked up, taken down. Uther, not long left in this world, and we actually won the Zerg as well. Looks like someone grabbed it. I'm not sure, I wasn't paying attention there, but someone must have been late to that particular fight. Goodbye, Uther. We could kind of trade against Greymane now, but I mean, Uther's just going to give him armor and healing, there's no point. But yeah, someone grabbed the beacons for us, which is why they're late to the boss fight. So we actually got a full strength Zerg wave pushing in with a full strength boss. So this is almost definitely going to be game. You should get level 20 off this keep too. Or maybe the keep in the tower. Nah, keep's enough. Enough is. Keep alone is enough. This is one of the interesting things, right? It's like game's probably going to end. So I was thinking of getting like Bob and Weave for a bit more just kiting and stuff. But I don't know. I didn't feel like it was that important. You see, we're just 1 Q and a W and Vala's down to like 10% HP. Able to do a lot of damage to her. The boss is ending the game, so we're just being fairly safe here, fairly cautious. Greymane goes down, goodbye, and the court goes down, bye-bye. Pretty straightforward game overall. So yeah, Butcher versus Rexxar works really well, and Tychus versus Arthas working really well. Probius grabs the MVP award. Gul'dan is banned all the time on this map, but you can just take Probius. Like he's stupidly good. Probius is so strong. Really underrated. Let's check out the stats here. And we'll see how we did. We got some XP. That's nice. Not super relevant because we just won loads. So who cares? You can see we're top hero damage by a little bit. Probius though, way up on the siege damage. Doing a great job. All that wave clear on this particular map. And yeah, pretty short game. We got ourselves a loot box as well. Let's see what we got. Ooh, epic. Nice. Got the Azure Daylam Martana skin and Cyborg Demon Zarya. I love that one. Very happy with that. Guys, thank you for watching. There should be the talent build on the left-hand side of the screen. There should be buttons to hit more videos and check out my channels on the right-hand side, so do hit those up. Make sure to give it a thumbs up as well if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time for some more Heroes of the Storm. Bye-bye.